about 2 weeks into it, we were thinking we were about to be discharged, and she got a blood clot in her leg. And that was another emergency situation, that had to be
But she was still in the hospital, right?
Right, all in the hospital. And then she came out of that surgery. And last Friday, so it would have been a week ago, she was discharged to rehab, which was the rehab, basically a rehab floor where she lived in Kirby Pines.
Oh, okay.
And they were going to put her, she was going to stay there to get stronger and, regain her strength and all that.
Yeah.
And that was on a Friday, and Amy had been here 2 weeks helping me with hospital and all that. And Amy left Sunday morning after all day Saturday, spending all day Saturday with her, and then I spent pretty much all day Sunday with her. And they called me from the rehab hospital, and she had just slipped away. So I think she just was kind of done. Don said she didn't want to do rehab and just decided that she just didn't want to do that.
That sounds like Don.
Right. He said, she probably just didn't want to do rehab. So anyway, I mean, as far as, no real suffering or anything like that. So, I think she had a real uphill climb ahead of her after those 2 surgeries. So, you go in with one problem to the hospital, but after 3 weeks, you leave with more than you went in with,
So it was 3 weeks kind of from the beginning of all this started.
Correct. 3 weeks, yes. So, as far as time goes, it really wasn't that long, but, 2.5 weeks in a hospital, and, she just ran out of gas. That's what Dawn said. She just ran out of gas.
Ran out of gas.
That's right. She just ran out of gas. But we had a beautiful service at St. John's.
Okay.
And would you believe the power went out?
Oh, gosh.
Right?
Is it raining and bad there or something?
Church, truth be told. And the power was out, and they had everything lit by candles. But, of course, it was a sunny day, and so we could see just fine. The poor rector was having to basically read his eulogy by candle. But that was, just a funny turn of events. And then we had a bunch of family and friends came by. Do you remember Jim Barksdale? He came with all that whole crowd that we used to do, Mom's friend, the Fergusons and the Nelsons. And they all flew in for it. And so, anyway, it was a nice crowd.
Well, I'm shaking. I know. Still in shock.
I know you are.
And you were too, I'm sure.
Pardon me?
I'm sure you were too.
Well,
it was slower.
Like she had a real uphill climb. Recovering from what she went through. And not sure she would have wanted, she had it in her to make that. She had a lot of things to overcome to even get back into assisted living, we think. So,
well, tell me again
I don't think she would want to live in a nursing, a skilled nursing floor. So, as far as how it went, I feel like she may have spared herself a really hard several months. If you're looking at the bright side.
Might as well.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I'm still...
Amy we got everybody back on a plane. We've had a time. Amy has been, and Sam had rented a place out in Lake Tahoe for 2 months. So, Benton, their oldest, and their middle, Raleigh, are living in the San Francisco area.
Oh.
And so they were kind of coming on the weekends, and Caroline, their youngest, is a freshman at Tennessee. So she just left this morning and drove back. And Benton and Raleigh got on a plane first thing this morning. And Amy and Sam got on a plane first thing this morning. So, and then Ann Carter, our youngest, just left about an hour ago to drive back to Nashville with her boyfriend. So,
how old is she?
And Edward and Shelby are here. Edward and his wife.
How old is Ann Carter?
Ann Carter? How old is Ann Carter now? 23? 24. Ann Carter's 24.
They get big.
Ann Carter just started a job she is a nurse.
Oh, good.
And she has started in the pediatric ICU at Vanderbilt Hospital. So she handles everything from babies to age 18 in the intensive care unit.
Well, good for her.
I know. And Edward is in accounting here. And his wife is a speech therapist.
Okay.
And then Benton works for Facebook in California. And Raleigh has taken a sales job, and Caroline is a student. So that's where, and we had all the grandchildren spoke at the service.
Oh, that's nice.
They read the readings, and it was just real nice.
What church did she go to?
It was St. John's.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, St. John's, where they married. Mom and Dad married at St. John's, actually.
I'm trying to picture St. John's, but I can't really picture it.
It has I'll send you some pictures. I'll send parts. St. John's has the big painted mural behind the altar, and the fluted ceiling that's almost pale blue. Remember Lisi and Cece married in the chapel there?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, they did. And you sound just like Mom. Remember some things, didn't remember a lot.
Oh, it's terrible. Don't get old.
Pardon me, don't get old?
Don't get old.
It's better than the alternative.
Park says it's better than the alternative.
Right. That's right.
Well, I'm still
so we got your beautiful flowers. We got flowers from all of you guys.
Well, thank you. I don't know what we sent. Parks is the one that did it.
Yeah, well, he did a great job, and I work for a flower shop, and I should know. So.
You should know. You're a flower lady.
I know it.
They make it pretty easy.
That's just sort of in a nutshell what happened, and we had her cremated, and we will bury her ashes next to my father in Memorial Park.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yes, so
you have to think of everything, don't you?
The service was really just a memorial service because cremation takes quite a while. So we wouldn't have had her cremains back in time for this past Friday. So we will Amy will come in town at some point, and we will just bury her ashes there at Memorial Park.
Okay.
So that's what that's about.
Well, did she suffer much over this?
I don't think so. Not at all. In her typical wit, though, right before her first surgery, she said, I was with her, and I said, well, I'll just see you when you get back. And she said, well, don't. And she took the doctor's in the room with me and her, and she said, well, if I die, don't worry, it's not your fault. I haven't felt real good in the last few days.
Typical Ann.
Right. Don't worry, if I die, it's not your fault. But she actually came through that surgery just fine. So,
well, what's going to happen next?
I'm sorry?
What's going to happen next?
Well, we will, when she moved from her house, her zero lot line. Yeah. She had, divvied up a lot of stuff because she was downsizing quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
So so we really don't, she had really gone through all her stuff, and, we really don't have a lot. It's not going to be that monumental of a task.
Mm-hmm.
And Kirby Pines, I'm sure, will be hopefully generous with us on timing, and we'll have 6 weeks or so before we have to get all that buttoned up. But, she was pretty good about going through and giving away what she didn't want and goodwill and, whatever. So we don't have a lot of that to do.
Well, now you're in Memphis. Amy is not, right?
Amy's in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, okay.
And Sam, do you remember they lived in Austin, Texas for about 10 years? Yeah,
I know they did, yeah.
Yep, and they moved to Raleigh, a couple years ago.
Okay.
And he works for LabCorp. They do medical testing, or I don't know. But anyway, they love Raleigh.
Well, good. I think most people do.
They love it. They have found themselves a great little old neighborhood. They bought a house without even seeing it. They bought it online.
Oh, God. This is
went through with a camera and a video camera, and they just bought it and have just loved this house, and have done it's about 100 years old or 80 years old. It's an old house.
I bet it is.
Just cute, and they've just loved Raleigh.
And it's in Raleigh, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it is
who else lives there?
Who she sees and who keeps her dog, who has kept her cat this time and house sits for them, especially since they're going to be gone for 2 months since they're living out in Tahoe, is Ellen Smith, Nancy and Bill's daughter. Lives in Raleigh.
Okay, I do know. Yeah, I know
Nancy,
who that is.
Who is Nancy's mother? Winston and Patty.
Yeah, Winston and Patty.
Nancy's parents, and this is their daughter Ellen, who lives in Raleigh and who helps Amy with house sitting and whatever. So
she was the youngest of all the group, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're exactly right.
I mean, what is she now?
Oh, she's in her 40s.
Okay.
Right? Yeah,
we're all gotten so old.
I know. Well, I'm 55, so.
That's hard to believe. Well, you sound really good. I'm so glad to talk to you. And
you sound really good, too.
I'm just very distressed over this, but.
Well, I know you are. But I hope
everybody
it makes you feel better that, she didn't have this horrible, long, drawn-out illness and recovery, and, we feel better about it, honestly, that's how it ended, because this gastric surgery was just really hard and was going to be some major lifestyle adjustments, and, it just wasn't easy.
Maybe she would have had to wear a bag or something.
Yep, definitely. But the doctor had said, they had to do the bag, and then he said, but this could very easily be reversed. Once her colon rests, and we can.
Yeah. I've heard of that they reverse it.
But once she really started struggling in the hospital and in the blood clot, I felt like that was going to be
down the road.
It
probably
wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, I'm sure sorry. I'm still in shock over the whole thing, and I'm sure. I'm still in shock over the whole thing, but I know you are too.
We are, but, I really am, but I think she went how she would have wanted to go.
Yeah. If anybody wants to go.
That's right. Well, now, y'all are in where? Are you?
Where are we? Where do we live?
At least we're still in Long Beach.
Long Beach.
Okay.
So
still in Long Beach.
So mom was in a independent living place. She moved about 3 years ago, and then she fell and broke her wrist and her shoulder and got pneumonia and all sorts of things. And so she moved in here with me and is taking care of me.
That's not true, but that's
and
we'll say it.
And we've got a couple ladies here, Charlene and Beverly, that help take care of mom and I. And yeah.
Yeah, that's how that's going.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't slap him around too much.
Singapore?
I said I don't slap him around too much.
Well, I can't imagine. I've never known you to do that. Now, her obituary is on Canali. It's Canali Funeral Home, if you want to pull that up, in Memphis.
Okay.
Canale. And I actually listed you as from Panama City because even though you live out there, you really hail from Panama City. I felt like.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know?
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
Anyway, yes, you can pull that up if you'd like to read that. And I've taken a few pictures. Would you believe, you know, as much as we all say, oh, but let's get a family picture, we never did that except for at the bar yesterday when we went for lunch. And
well, at least
so,
that's
we got a couple, Edward and Shelby and Ann Carter got a couple in the church before the power went out because they were sort of going over their readings. And then the power went out and everything was kind of too dark to take a picture. So anyway, I'll send you some pictures.
Okay, now this was at St. John's, right?
This was at St. John's.
She didn't always go there, did she?
Pardon me?
She did not always go there, did she?
No, remember when I was growing up, they were at Holy Communion.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yep.
Holy Communion.
And then we switched to St. John's, and then so she would kind of come with us. And anyway, it was just really, really nice. A very nice service, I thought.
Well, do you think she suffered much, or was she?
I really don't. I don't. Not at all. I really don't. I mean, I think she'd had not feeling good for a while before Christmas, but she just wasn't a complainer, you know? So I don't know, you know, she'd say, oh, my stomach's not really, it's sort of bothering me. I was like, now, Mom, you're not drinking enough water. And
yeah,
she had a great doctor in the community where she lived, Kirby Pines. Mm-hmm. And so that was the great thing about that place is there was a doctor.
Well, now that's
staff,
tell me where that is. That's out
east. All the time, her meal, you know, a meal a day, and just really nice people out there.
Where exactly is that now?
It's
Kirby Pines, she said.
Not far.
It's east
if you were to take Kirby Parkway south, I mean, I'm still in the same house I was in over right by Hutchinson and MUS.
Is it Heather?
Pardon me?
Is it Heather?
I'm off of Heather.
Who's on Heather?
Well, do you remember Winston and Patty used to live on Heather?
Okay, that's what I'm thinking, I guess.
Yes, and I'm very close to that house.
That's a gorgeous neighborhood. Really pretty neighborhood.
Yeah, Kirby Woods. And we've been here for, 20 years in this house. And anyway, but Kirby Pines is about 5 minutes from me here, which was great. Really nice. And she had a 1-bedroom, bath and a half, laundry room, vaulted ceiling. I mean, it's a really nice apartment. And real nice neighbors on her hall. And just they take care of all the grounds. She had a great little balcony she loved. That we had 2 kind of nice, comfortable chairs up on that balcony that she, used all the time. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, that's in a nutshell what happened.
Well, thank you, Elise. Thank you, Elise, for calling. And
I'm so glad to hear from y'all. Now you have my number. You call me anytime. Anytime.
Okay. I will do that.
And I'm gonna send the pictures to Parks.
Oh, great.
And who everybody is that we took the the group picture yesterday.
Okay.
And, I mean, you'll probably recognize everybody. And Carter has a pretty serious boyfriend that's, really part of the family. We decided
now,
he
you
could
call
even be in
an
the
Ann
family
Carter.
pictures. He's probably
Carter.
going to be part of the family at some point. So
You're calling Ann Carter Carter now.
No, we just call her Ann Carter. We still call her Ann Carter.
Okay.
And you'll recognize everybody in the pictures.
Well, I'd love to get the pictures, so
Okay,
please
good.
send them.
Well, I'll send those to Parks right now.
Okay.
And who everybody is in the picture.
Okay. And what else is going on in Memphis? Anything exciting?
Not really. Let's see. I mean, not a lot. I'm still with the flower shop. Don made a career move to a different. He was with Donovan. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
The cotton business forever.
Right.
And he was with them for 20 years and went with a different company based out of Cleveland, Ohio. And he's been with them a couple of years now.
Still the same business.
Does the same thing in logistics. But his office is real near here, and so he's very pleased with his career move.
Tell me again where you live now.
Now, we live very close to where Winston and Patty lived in Memphis on Heather Drive.
Okay, but you don't live on Heather.
No, but my cove that I live on is off of Heather.
Okay, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to send you these pictures right now, Parks. I'm so glad you called. You've got my number. You call me with anytime y'all want to chat.
Okay. All right.
Thanks,
All
Elise.
right, Jane, well, we love you, and I'm so glad to talk to you today. You sound good.
Thank you. You do too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Well, bye-bye.